directors taunting fans and insulting them, that totally worked out for Star Wars, right? As someone that has collected comic books, worked at a comic book store, and as someone that has loved Marvel movies in the past, I feel so disappointed in the fact that these directors of the MCU act like they do not care what fans want and specifically taunt them. They need to realize that they are walking into a pre-existing franchise. I think that it is perfectly fine to have characters that are female and any race, but these are directors that are just coming onto these projects and completely changing someone else's creation because they feel like they can bring a twist to it and make it more with the times. Marvel's Thor Love and Thunder director Taika Waititi trolls Thor fans, "I'll ruin your mythos in a minute, baby." Now, this director I have given a lot of praise to. I think that he did a great and fantastic job at Thor Ragnarok, and he's done very good jobs in the past. I think that his creations have a certain aesthetic to them and a certain appeal, and I really do like that aesthetic of his movies. But the way that he is talking to fans on Twitter at this point is kind of continuing to ruin the MCU for me. I did previously talk about them going with Jane Foster's Thor, and I did kind of talk about the backstory of her in the comic books, so if you do want to watch that, it will be linked in the I and in the description down below. But overall, I feel like the more that these directors talk about their projects and start to, how do I want to say, taunt fans, it's kind of ruining it more and more for a lot of people, not just me, because these directors were good directors. This is a returning director, but I just feel like they really do not care about the fans. They just care about what they want, what they're getting paid for, and they do not want to make fans feel like I am going to do a great job at this. I am going to respect the source material that we came up with for these characters. I am going to respect that, and I am going to do the best job that I can. Marvel's Thor Love and Thunder director took to Twitter to troll fans who don't like what they are seeing and hearing concerning the upcoming Thor film. So the first tweet says, "It is due to your Marvel work that this mess is possible. Your writing ruined Thor, his mythos, and his character, so I do not want to see this film if we are truly getting a Jane Foster Thor." And he replied with, "I'll ruin your mythos in a minute, baby." Now the thing with this person is that they do not understand, probably, that this was already an existing comic book character. Jane Foster wielding the power of Thor and is something that has happened in the comic books, and it happened a very long time ago, and she even got her own comic book series. So I do understand why he's kind of taunting people like this that do not understand that, but it's still the fact of you are disrespecting the people that are supposed to be purchasing your product and watching your product and defending your movie. If you are going to taunt people, they are not going to purchase your movie, they're not going to watch it in theaters, and your movie is not going to make any money. He ruined Thor Ragnarok for me, too much comedy. Let's hope he doesn't do the same with Thor Love and Thunder. And he said, "Sorry in advance, sucka." Now, I personally really loved the direction that Thor Ragnarok went. I loved the kind of like 80s nostalgia that it had and the feel that it had. I really liked the music choices, the directing choices. I thought it all fit together pretty damn well. But he's just taunting fans to get a reaction out of them. That's the problem. If he is going to take to something like Twitter, in his, I'm sure, very damn busy schedule, why does he not really address fans and address their concerns? Say, I understand if you didn't like Thor Ragnarok, but this is my directing choices and decisions, and this is the direction I am going with. He could put this effort that he is putting into taunting fans into something much better, into better responses that people would respect more. One of the next ones is, "I'm so depressed about this. There isn't a single announcement regarding this movie that I've liked. There, you'll get over it when you realize you don't know what you want until I give it to you." It's that cockiness that could be your downfall, Taika Waititi. That is the problem. If everyone hates you and the direction that you are going in, then no one is going to watch your movie, no one is going to purchase it, and it's not going to sell, and you're not going to be on for another movie. He got this role because Thor Ragnarok did extremely well because people loved it. He's a great director and he needs to just stick with what he knows, and that is directing. Maybe he should get a PR team to respond on Twitter. And I also want to point out, I feel like some of these responses aren't completely being rude towards fans, because some people have felt that way. I feel like half of it is him just being himself. If you watch kind of the behind the scenes and how he directs, he is a joker in a way. So I feel like half of these responses are not very serious ones, but we do have to take into consideration that he is a director that people are looking to protect the mythos that he is directing and that he is talking about, and to respect the source material that someone else created that he did not. In the end, I do not think that his statements were as bad as some directors have made towards fans in the past, especially in regards to Star Wars and the new trilogy. That turned out to be a very messy situation that really bothered me, because I was such a huge fan of Star Wars, and then seeing directors and people working on the movie really just taunting and putting fans down really turned me off from the movie. But he should be addressing fans' concerns if he is going to spend his time online responding to tweets. He could really make fans feel good with, you know what, you guys loved Thor Ragnarok. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it 10 times better, and you guys are going to love the movie. And if you don't, that is okay. You don't have to love my work. But he should try to reference Thor Ragnarok more and say, I did a damn good job, and you all know it. And you should just trust me with this project. This is the way that Marvel wanted to go. I was hired as the director, and I'm going to do the best that I can for the project. But instead, he just goes to Twitter and tries to mess around with fans. Fans do not feel confident at this point in time in this movie and this Phase 4 of Marvel. He should really be considering that when he is responding to people on Twitter, but that is all that I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to discuss the fact that I feel in the end he's not completely being disgustingly rude to fans, but it still does kind of ruin that experience of loving a director and supporting a director because they say things like this. But if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and share it, and if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I do hope that you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys again in the next video really soon.